We've been looking at 7 practical ways to get him to propose, and we are going to explore for the 5th option, sex and commitment. I know it's a very delicate topic and even very controversial topic, because many people in our society today have very liberal views with regards to casual sex. In fact, one researcher, Dr. Pamela Reagan of the California State University, found that 44%, that's almost a half of all women surveyed, but just 9% of the men said they engage in casual sex to increase the probability of long-term commitment. In this episode, we are going to explore, does it, in fact, increase the chances of your boyfriend proposing to you? Or does it have the opposite effect? Does it decrease the possibility of it happening? Okay, I'm going to go to Dr. Dwayne Welch's site, lovescience.com. This is a site that explores the research and science of relationship dynamics. In one of the articles that Dr. Dwayne Welch has on her site, Love Science Media, one of her writers, a man, says, I've had a lot of luck with women, sexually speaking, but I've often gotten bored and restless pretty fast afterwards. I'd like to find something long-term with the right woman, and I'm considering waiting to put on the moves. That's the sexual moves, I think he means. Everything in my body and half my brain says I'm crazy even to think of it. Am I the only guy with this issue? And is waiting for sex ever smart for a man? Welch gives a very powerful response to this, because a lot of women have empirically noted that after the man gets satisfied sexually, that he seemed to lose interest. My friend, let's call her Jill, told me of this guy who was really into her and pursuing her and doing all kinds of things, buying flowers for her. And actually, on several occasions, took her out to dinner. She invited him to her place, cooked dinner for him, and things was really, just boiling up, just going, until she finally gave in to him. And after that, he simply ghosted her out. He disappeared. And I think this is more common than many people want to admit. But why? Why does that happen? And I want to give you a couple of quotes from Dr. Dwayne's response. I suggest that you read the entire article. I am going to leave the link below. And she says, casual sex coitus seem to cause emotional interruptus. Research by Dr. Marty Hazelton, David Boss, and others cites men reporting this detachment within seconds of male orgasm. This precipitous drop in intrigue can be explained biochemically. As historian turned science buff, Dr. Andrew Trees notes in Decoding Love, feel-good dopamine is released in anticipation of the challenge of sex for men, and then rapidly exits the building upon male orgasm. On the other hand, a lengthy challenge spurs greater dopamine buildup and an enhanced option for real attachment. Well, that's a mouthful. And let me just say, and try to explain it in simple language, that when people get involved and exchange bodily fluids, there are certain hormones that are produced in both men and women, but they are different. In women, the hormone that is produced is oxytocin. And that is a hormone that is usually produced when women are breastfeeding children. It causes bonding between the two beings, the two human beings. Whereas dopamine, once it's released, causes the man to relax, fall asleep, and detach. However, when you put off that, the dopamine levels build up and the chances for him to commit or think through the process increases. So there we have it. You should actually wait until you're in a committed relationship before you give it up. So let's look at some of the reasons why you probably want to wait until you're in a committed relationship before having sex. One, it helps with emotional clarity. The longer you wait, the greater the chance that the person thinks through intellectually, clearly, in the calmness of his sober mind, without the emotions getting involved and blurring the lines and the process, so he can make an intelligent decision whether or not he wants to be with you. Somehow or the other, men tend to view women with strict standards as more valuable than others who are very easy to seduce sexually. It also sorts out Mr. Right from Mr. Wrong. If a man is only after one thing and you wait, then generally speaking, he drops out of the race or he goes elsewhere. Whereas a man who is truly in love with you is very happy to wait until the right time, which is in a committed relationship. It does also increase the probability of commitment. To quote Dr. Dwayne Welch again, the number one reason young men say they delay marriage is the easy availability of sex. So, if you're dating, the probability of committing or commitment increases when sex is delayed. Wait until you are in a committed relationship. And the question is, what if you're regularly having sex? You're already doing it. What should you do? My recommendation is that if you're looking to have a committed relationship, you might want to stop. Remember, you're the person who's bonding in the process, not necessarily him. You want to explain in a safe way, a safe conversation, a safe environment, safe for both you and him, where you're not blaming, where you're not giving some kind of guilt trip, that you do enjoy it, but you would really prefer to have it within the confines of a committed relationship. It would make you feel secure, and it would help you to recognize that you are valuable to him.